The Humbugs of the World by P.T. Barnum. Introduction. In the autobiography of P.T. Barnum, published in 1855, I partly promised to write a book which should expose some of the chief humbugs of the world. The invitation of my friends, Messrs. Caldwell and Whitney of the Weekly Mercury, caused me to furnish for that paper a series of articles in which I very naturally took up the subject in question. This book is a revision and rearrangement of a portion of those articles. If I should find that I have met a popular demand, I shall in due time put forth a second volume. There is not the least danger of a dearth of materials. I once traveled through the southern states in company with a magician. The first day in each town, he astonished his auditors with his deceptions. He then announced that on the following day he would show how each trick was performed, and how every man might thus become his own magician. That exposé spoiled the legerdemain market on that particular route for several years. So, if we could have a full exposure of the tricks of trade of all sorts, of humbugs and deceivers of past times, religious, political, financial, scientific, quackish, and so forth, we might perhaps look for a somewhat wiser generation to follow us. I shall be well satisfied if I can do something toward so good a purpose. P.T. Barnum. Part 1. Personal Reminiscences. 1. General view of the subject. Humbug universal, in religion, in politics, in business, in science, in medicine. How is it to cease? The greatest humbug of all. A little reflection will show that humbug is an astonishingly widespread phenomenon, in fact almost universal. And this is true, although we exclude crimes and arrant swindles from the definition of it, according to the somewhat careful explanation which is given in the beginning of the chapter succeeding this one. I apprehend that there is no sort of object which men seek to attain, whether secular, moral, or religious, in which humbug is not very often an instrumentality. Religion is and has ever been a chief chapter of human life. False religions are the only ones known to 2/3 of the human race, even now, after 19 centuries of Christianity. And false religions are perhaps the most monstrous, complicated, and thoroughgoing specimens of humbug that can be found. And even within the pale of Christianity, how unbroken has been the succession of impostors, hypocrites, and pretenders, male and female, of every possible variety of age, sex, doctrine, and discipline. Politics and government are certainly among the most important of practical human interests. Now it was a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?